I'm Dean. I'm the dad.
I'm Laura. I'm the mom.
And I'm Krysta, and I'm the daughter.
And together we are Family Plot. So nice. So good. Well, this is our Christmas show. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, have a kickin' Kwanzaa, have a fun Festivus, a fine flying spaghetti monster day, or even if you don't celebrate anything at all at this time of the rolling year, perhaps you can have a fine day enjoying the peace and love of the universe. Welcome to the Christmas episode of the Family Plot Podcast. Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
I feel like there should be some Muppets yaying around us, but we don't have any, so...
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay! We could have gotten Lexi, but she's a little sick.
She is a little sick. Not quite up to Muppeting today. As always, you can support us a variety of ways. Patreon, buy me a coffee, share the show on social media, and if you don't like the show, as we always say, keep it to yourself. All right, so what are we doing today? Well, it's our Christmas episode We have 7 odd tales of Christmas that we will be sharing, and Krysta has an excellent episode of Weird Facts to share, plus some loving wishes from family and friends on the fabulous feel-good episode of the Family Plot Podcast. Yay!
Yay! You've been into the fruitcake, haven't you?
We have fruitcake because I never touch the stuff. The only thing I think
just into the rum that they used to make the fruitcake.
The only thing I think
really amped up today.
Fruitcake is good for is beating muggers. Because the only stuff I've ever seen came from my aunt, and it was dense enough that you could beat a person to death with it.
Fruitcake is fun. If it's not.
Okay, wait. Does fruitcake have little bits of fruit all stuck in it? And, then it's horrible.
No, it's
gross.
Not. Fruit is healthy and good for you, so behave yourself. There are lots of people who like fruitcake. Back off.
Okay, just because I'm almost married to one of them doesn't mean I have to enjoy it.
You know.
Well, okay, I will stop, but only because Krysta has, some weird facts. Some very special weird facts.
Krysta, do you have weird facts for us today?
Oh, well, hang on. Take it away, Krysta.
Oh.
Hi, Krysta.
Welcome back to the Facts Corner, where today I have notes.
There are notes.
There are notes, and I'm opening them.
Wow, it's taking a minute.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ooh.
It must be big notes.
They must be big notes.
They are big notes. Okay. All right, so this is called Christmas Around the World.
Okay.
Fact number 1, Boxing Day. Celebrated in the UK, Bahamas, and Canada, among other places. It takes place on December 26th at one time. The traditions of Boxing Day demanded that those with rank or privilege switch places with their underlings for a day. This practice has mostly been given up, and the day is primarily a shopping holiday. Ominsuka, I think?
Yes.
That's fact number 2.
Yes, Ominsuka.
Celebrated on December 31st is the traditional Japanese New Year celebration. Japanese people clean and declutter their homes, even saging them to clean the clutter and ills of the previous year. The TV plays a countdown almost all day, and there is a traditional feast as well as Shinto temples ringing bells at midnight and providing a traditional
Sweet.
drink to visitors known as Ominsuka.
Amazake. Well, you play all that Genshin Impact, you're bound to pick up some Japanese lingo.
Lots of food is prepared on this day, as it is considered unlucky to cook in one's own kitchen on the first 3 days of the year, and most businesses are closed on these days as well.
You know, I think we should adopt this tradition because I think it's unlucky for us to cook in our kitchen the first 3 days of the year. Or we could modify the tradition so that only kids can cook in our kitchen on the first 3 days of the year. That would be cool. Okay, Krista's giving me a dirty look.
Yeah, I think you missed the point.
Well, I also like the old Boxing Day tradition of switching with underlings, but I happen to know for a fact that the reason it didn't work was the people in power would pretend to switch, and then they would be like, then when the underlings got uppity and were like, I want you to go do something, they'd be like, okay, Boxing Day's over. Now you're dead.
Go back to work.
Yep.
Fact number 3, Festivus.
Yay, Festivus!
Oh!
Celebrated on December 23rd, it was created by television writer Daniel O'Keefe. Sorry.
It's okay.
In the 1960s, but it gained massive popularity in the 1997 episode of Seinfeld. Seinfeld, called The Strike. It is celebrated as a less commercial alternative to Christmas. First, there is no tree in Festivus, but a simple unadorned metal pole. Then comes the airing of grievances.
Yep.
Where the
Matriarch.
sorry, same thing, will announce the family
The ways they disappointed them.
will announce the family the way they disappointed them.
Ooh, I like Festivus too. We should adopt this.
No. Then there will be a simple meal, something like spaghetti or lasagna. Finally, there will be feats of strength, where the host will wrestle guests until they are pinned. In most modern celebrations, this is often replaced with games of various types.
I like this holiday. I think we should adopt it. Boy, I'm ready to stand up and air some grievances right now.
Me too.
I'm ready to move on to the next fact. Are you done talking?
Yeah, yes, Krysta. Yes.
Fact number 4, Yule. Celebrated in Germanic countries, usually starting around December 21st, this 12th day. 12-day celebration represents the dying year, while the Oak King represents the new year. A Yule log is burned. Prayers are said around an altar. There is a Yuletide tree that is decorated, and a feast during the prayers.
Yule boar.
The Yule boar. Bleh. Many believe this is where the Christmas ham comes from. Simple presents and handmade greeting cards are often experienced.
Yay! I like Yule too. This year let's have a Christmas boar.
What a lovely sound. Okay. It's okay. Never mind. Fact number 5. We're on the last one. Santa Lucia?
Yeah, Santa Lucia.
Lucia. also known as St. Lucy's. Ooh, I know this. St. Lucy's Day, celebrating both the matron of St. Lucia, who was burned alive for her beliefs by the Romans. It is celebrated on December 13th and is featured in the Christmas movie, The Rest. It is celebrated by candlelit processions?
Yep, processions.
Processions of school children singing songs, and is also the final school day of the year to give families time to prepare and celebrate the Christmas season together. It is celebrated with feasts as well. Common Scandinavian countries.
It's common in Scandinavian countries.
Yeah. Common in Scandinavian countries like Norway and Sweden.
Woohoo! I like all of those. Except I really want to do Festivus. I've got some grievances with your sisters I want to air so bad. You, though, you good. I don't got any grievances with my Krysta.
You have a couple.
I don't have any grievances with my lady.
Damn right you don't. I'm just playing. I know, and I am definitely far away. I'm a land far away from being perfect.
I think you're perfect. You're perfect for me. So, we have 7 Christmas tales to tell. I will tell the first one. Some of these were sent in by listeners. Some I found searching.
Tell the Christmas years. I get tired of the Christmas tales. They're at the wrong end of the holiday.
Okay.
I'm Laura. I'm the mom. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to take a minute to wish all of our listeners, our online family and friends, and everyone around the world who hears our podcast a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Whatever your family feels drawn to celebrate, whether it's just each other, whether it's the magic of the season, the holy birth of the baby Jesus, whatever it is that you celebrate, enjoy. Life's too short. Share special moments with not only those close to you, but just anyone that you meet. Life's too short to be angry and too short to not take advantage of all the beauty that is around us. Again, happy holidays to you all. And thank you for sharing it with the family.
This one comes from one of our listeners, a member of the Air Force. We'll call him Joe. It was some years back, and Joe was still driving trucks for his dad's company. He was 20 years old at the time, living with his future wife, who was pregnant with their first child. He had just finished driving his truck back to the yard and grabbed his pickup truck. I guess from the way it's written that I guess he drove a bigger truck for his dad, and then the pickup truck was his personal vehicle, would be my guess. Now, his pickup truck had been acting up, so he always took it easy on the truck. Well, on his way home, the truck stalled. Worse, the snow intensified to the point he was standing outside in a storm just short of a blizzard. He climbed into the cab of the truck, preparing to send a text to his fiancée that he was stranded and he wouldn't make it home. It was about that time he saw a big red truck pull up behind him. He specifically remembered the truck had Alaska plates with one word, Nick. The stranger got out wearing a red coat, a red knitted cap, and red mittens. He had a big white beard and introduced himself as Nick, surprisingly. Nick said he was on his way to work when he saw Joe. He walked around to the front of the truck where Joe joined him. Now, it's important to note that whatever was wrong with Joe's truck, it was not the electrical system. He had just replaced both the battery and the alternator, as well as a significant portion of his cables and wiring. However, the stranger merely rubbed snow off the battery posts and said, "Try it now." Joe slid into the truck, turned the key, and the truck roared to life. Amazed, he went outside to talk to Nick, only to discover Nick was gone. So was Nick's truck. Furthermore, the only footprints were Joe's, and laying on the ground in front of the truck was a still-wrapped candy cane. Joe got in his truck and drove home, where his fiancée was waiting for him. To this day, he considers this to be one of the best Christmas presents he ever got.
Aww.
Good Christmas present.
Sweet.
I just don't know why he wanted to, like, he didn't want us to give his full name out with it. Or his real name, because Joe is not his real name.
I mean, he's
whatever.
openly admitting to believing that he ran into Santa Claus in the snow, so, you know.
See, I get that that's where the tale leads, but I'm not, I don't know that, well, maybe. You know. Santa Claus is seen mostly by children a lot around the holidays, so.
Yeah. I believe in Santa Claus like I believe in love.
Well, I believe in love, especially with you, baby.
Good evening, y'all. My name is Adam.
And my name's Matt, and we are Graveyard Tales.
And you're listening to the Family Plot Podcast.
We want to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
So, I guess I'm doing the next story?
I don't. You want me to? I guess
It doesn't matter to me. I just thought we might.
I can do the next one. This is one that you found on Reddit.
Yep.
So, a story that comes from Reddit, a gentleman was up with his young daughter, who was very sick on Christmas Eve. He was sitting next to his daughter, who was asleep in his bed. At one point, he just couldn't keep his eyes open and went to sleep. Sometime later, though he was still exhausted and he wanted to sleep, something told him to wake up. He saw a woman floating over his bed. She was glowing with a pale blue glow, large blue wings and a beautiful smile, looking down at his daughter. He tried to rise and couldn't, and soon just passed out once more. When he awoke in the morning, he was surprised to find his daughter well and happy. She was raring to go, open presents, and told him a dream she had, where a blue angel had visited her in the night and made her well. Aww.
Remember, it comes from Reddit.
It does come from Reddit, so
we can't verify its veracity at all, but I like
we'll
it.
Take it with a
Grain of salt.
mound of salt.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, this is Kate from Ignorance Was Bliss. 2022 was a lot for a lot of people. It feels like 2020 was bad and 2022 came along and said, "Oh, hold my beer." But we're hanging in there, right? I hope that you're able to take some time and get a breath and rest and enjoy either your family or not being around your family or whatever it is that you need to do at the end of the year. I hope that you're taking care of yourself. You matter.
I know.
So, this next story is called The Present. It's another one I found on Reddit. This tale is about a woman whose great-grandmother passed away in October. Now, on Christmas Eve, she gets a present from her great-grandmother. She puts it under the tree and opens it Christmas morning with her family around. It turns out to be Grandma's ring, a small gold ring with a diamond chip given to her by her husband when they got engaged in the 20s. Well, that's when the girl's husband remembers that great-grandma was buried with the ring.
Ew.
I know, right?
Ew.
Gross.
That's creepy and wrong and creepy, but I guess it fits right in with the show.
It's an unusual Christmas story, to say the least.
It's a something, all right. Wow.
And again, Reddit, we can't verify its veracity.
Oh, okay.
I think it's time, though, that we take a moment for a word from our sponsors.
Okay.
Hey, hon, how do you feel?
I feel festively sponsored.
Yay, festively!
I had to do something to liven it up.
Well, the next one comes from Reader's Digest.
Too tickle or tinsel as you were. It is a family-friendly show, but you know.
So, this one comes from Reader's Digest, and again, I don't speak to its veracity. Woman decided to have a candlelight dinner one night and put her two boys into their suits. So when Dad came home, he looked around and said, "What, didn't we pay the power bill?" So a couple months later, it's Christmas, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're going to church for Christmas Mass, and the church was all lit up by candles. One of the boys turned to Dad and said, "Dad, I don't think they paid their power bill."
Yeah, that sounds about right. Must have been a small kid. Sounds like something Lexi would say.
Well, yeah, it's that little kids for repeating things adults say. So
Exactly.
it certainly makes sense. Do you want to read the next one? It's from one of our listeners.
This is Scott from Astonishing Legends.
And this is Forrest, and you're listening to the Family Plot Podcast with Dean, Laura, and Crystal. Happy holidays.
When we're not working on our own show, we're listening to the Family Plot. Clearly you are too, or you wouldn't be hearing this, so good on you.
The next one is from one of our listeners, from Shauna?
Yes.
Oh, I guess I could do that. Well, we're going to call her Shauna. I guess Shauna may not really be no name, but we'll Shauna is Shauna. Does Shauna know we were going to call her Shauna?
Shauna is actually her first name. It's not like Joe.
Okay. So we are calling her Shauna because it is her name. Okay,
Right.
Shauna. All right. So Shauna took her son to the office Christmas party. Now, the parents had purchased the gifts that Santa was going to give their kid, and she had purchased a beach towel monogrammed with her son's name. Why did she get her son a beach towel for Christmas? Never mind. Now, when her son got to the party, he doubted that Santa was the real deal. One, he was skinny, and he said something about being lactose intolerant. Okay, Santa, even if you're lactose intolerant, maybe don't share that with the kiddos. Later, though, after giving his gift, he turned to his mom excitedly. "It must be the real Santa. How else did he know my name?" Aww, that's cute. I read something on Facebook earlier that somebody's child told them, "Mom, I kept getting to the point where I wasn't sure if Santa was real or not, but then if Santa and the Elf on the Shelf were real or not, but then they would do something that was just so out of whack that I would say, well, Santa and the Elf on the Shelf must be real because my mom's too tired to go to all that trouble."
See, I have a friend, Brandon Patrick, whom I love dearly. He's a stand-up comic, works all over the country, lives in Denver now. Anyway, but he has for years tried to promote the idea of the bro on the flow. It's a black elf on the shelf, and the theory is that instead of hiding every morning, he passes out drunk, and then you have to find out where he's passed out.
I see.
I find that amusing.
You know, it's a thought.
So this one comes from our friend in...
Well,
Don't be racist, Krista. So this story comes from our friend Jennifer in Merced, the one with all the exotic pets.
Okay.
Now, they have an artificial tree, but they often go to her parents' house to pick real trees so that she can, still give her kids that experience.
Uh-huh.
Well, when her son was 6 and his Christmas approached, she told him that they were going to go with Grandma and Grandpa to get a real live Christmas tree. Her son looked at her and said, "Huh, what did they do with the tree we got him last year?"
They sold it for money to get a better tree.
Well, it's a live tree, Krista, so usually you burn them or at least throw them away.
So do some damn good firewood then.
For a while, my dad, who has passed on, God rest his soul, was big into real trees. And every year we went out and we got a real tree that he would then curse up and down because it would knock all its leaves off. And then he would curse it again after the holiday because he was going to cut it up for firewood, which was nice to have the firewood. But Dad realized soon that us kids didn't appreciate the tree enough for him to put all that work into it. Or Dad was just a jerk. That's possible.
Yeah,
And I'm going to take the last story because I like it and I think it's funny. And well, unless you want it.
No, go ahead. What, Krysta?
I thought Mom wanted to do it.
No.
Oh, you can do it.
I'm good. No, I'm good.
Do you want to do it, Krysta? Okay, it's the one that starts finally. It's 11, technically, on the list. XI.
11. So, XI. Finally, we share this tale of Christmas
Honesty.
Of Christmas honesty. Sorry. Susan?
Yep.
Susan. Hi, Susan. I don't know if Susan's the one who sent us this or what. But Susan. Susan got a beauty mask from her husband for Christmas, and so she was putting it on her face. Her 4-year-old son watched her curiously, looked at her doubtfully and quizzically. Soon she washed it off.
Wait, you missed a line there, Krysta. That's going to be important. Her son
turned.
Okay, Mom explained that the mask.
Mom explained that the mask was a gift from Dad, and it would make her beautiful. Her son looked at her doubtfully and quizzically. Soon she washed it off. Her son, still watching, and she turned to the boy and asked what he thought. His response was immediate. Oh, Mom, it didn't work. Oh, no. That's awful.
That's mean.
It's a 4-year-old. I mean, think of all the things Lexi said at 4. Yeah, but he's not being intentionally mean. I mean, if you look at it from a 4-year-old perspective, Mom isn't necessarily beautiful. Mom is Mom. So, when he expects her to change like Cinderella or something, I guess. And it just didn't happen. That's my take on it. I mean, I'm not the one who told the story. Maybe the kid is mean. I don't know. I just thought it was a funny thing.
Okay. All right.
7 Christmas stories and the tales are all told. Plus, we've dropped in at this point some highs, hellos, and Merry Christmases by friends of the podcast. So,
well, that's good because otherwise this is really short.
It's okay to be short for Christmas, We're it's a chance for us to check in with our fans and our fans to check in with us.
Well, I mean, okay. Yeah. We enjoy our fans. We enjoy each other. We've had a busy week anyway.
Yeah, this week we moved, so this is actually the first recording we've done from our new place, and I feel good about it. I like it. We don't have everything here yet. Rick hasn't been enshrined in his place. We've only got Jack up yet, but we'll get it. We'll have all the appropriate postage and stuff, and then we'll put out, pictures of the new studio area.
In all its glory. In
all its glory. But I've got to say, even though this year's a little weird, and the holidays aren't going to be quite what we would like them to be.
But are they ever really? I mean, we all put so much effort and craziness into the holidays, but really at the end of the day, it's about who you're able to have with you
appreciating what you have. And we have a lot.
Yeah. Well, I've got you. I've got you, and I've got our kids, and I love you all so much. And I often look at our podcast, and my heart begins to swell with pride. I'm so happy to have this platform that I share with the two of you. I love you both so much. And I guess that's my summary, my final thoughts for the episode, is that you guys are awesome, and I love having this time with you each and every week.
Right back after bed.
Your any thoughts from you, my Krysta?
Well, my only thoughts are, as you said, it's very important to be with your family during Christmas, even if, things don't turn out how you want it to, or, things are rough this holiday. But, just Merry Christmas to everyone.
I just like thinking of the reason for the season. And the reason for the season is Jesus, I guess. Jesus. But I also like to think the reason for the season is it's just the time to celebrate togetherness and family and the good times. And I gotta say, I have not had such good times in my life until I had this lady and all of our crazy babies making our lives just sheer heck at every turn.
Hey. You post on Twitter about this. I'm not on Twitter. I don't have to hear all this crap on Twitter. Well, I'm in the same room as your dad. You know that's wrong.
I wouldn't trade any of you for the world. And that's the truth. Anything else you want to add, my baby?
No, I love you guys.
And I love you.
And we love doing the podcast. And we hope that we can continue to do it and continue to get support from the people who do enjoy listening to us.
Well, you know what? We once again hit the Good Pods top with, and it was last week's episode that hit. So, what was 124? Was that was Stanley Hotel.
That was Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley did well. So, good haunted location story. And I feel like we did the history on that quite a bit of justice. I'm very happy about that. So, well, that's our show. Sorry it's so short. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you're having a great time of year, whatever you celebrate. Thanks to Bill Barrett, who does our theme music. If you need music for a project, Bill's your guy. Just reach out to him at Bill Barrett, and that last name is spelled BEHRENDT at sbcglobal.net. Also, thanks to Paige Elmore of Reverie True Crime, who combined with our Krysta here to do our amazing new logo art. Thank you, Paige.
Thank you, Paige.
And Aaron Gnurk of the Big Dumb Fun Show, who continues to promote us locally. Thank you, Aaron. And join us next week for our investigation into Dublin's Hellfire Club. Ooh, spooky. Bye.
Bye.